There we go, Buttons. That should make you feel much better.
Andy and I are playing doctors with the toys.
Yes, and Buttons hasn't been feeling very well. I'm just going to check her temperature. Oh, seems okay now.
And poor Jensen has a bad head, so I'm putting a bandage on it to make it feel better.
Dr. Ranji's very good at making people feel better.
He is, and we'll be joining him later today in Big Fun Time. I can't wait.
No, neither can I, but right now it's time to go dancing.
Oh, yeah! I love this one. It's about Mousy Brown.
Oh, yes, this is the one where he goes all the way up the candlestick and all the way down the candlestick. Candlestick's ready!
Ready! Mousy Brown ready!
Ready!
Then here we go!
Little white candlestick, climb little Mousy Brown. Right to the top, but he couldn't get down. So he called to his grandma, Grandma, Grandma. But Grandma was in town, so he curled himself into a ball and rolled himself right down.
Oh yeah! Oh, let's do it again! Let's do it again! I love the way he goes all the way up and all the way down.
Have you got your candlestick ready?
Ready? Mousy Brown's ready? Ready! You join in too! Up the tall white candlestick, climbed little Mousy Brown. Right to the top, but he couldn't get down. So he called to his grandma, Grandma, Grandma. But Grandma was in town, so he curled himself into a ball and rolled himself right down.
One more game. Oh, all right then. One more time for Doodles.
Yeah!
That's it.
Up the tall white candlestick, climbed little Mousy Brown. Right to the top, but he couldn't get down.
No.
So he called to his grandma, Grandma, Grandma. But Grandma was in town, so he curled himself into a ball and rolled himself right down.
What do you think of this Fabaroony cow? Oh, I painted it. It's all black and white with some purple and orange. Well, Bella says you don't get cows this colour. Well, I told her it's a Super Rooney Milo cow. Well, my cow's called Linda. She eats grass. And she gives us milk through those little dangly things. Oh, and Linda says moo. Moo.
Well, this is my painting. I decided to paint a cockerel. That is a boy chicken. Just look at its long tail feathers, all different colours. Oh, and a cockerel also has a comb on its head, and it's red. My cockerel is called Cocky, and he sounds like this. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Donkeys are very strong. I've painted this picture of a donkey, and he's called Henry. He's very friendly, and he loves to eat grass and apples. In fact, Henry eats almost anything because he's so greedy. Aren't you, Henry? Henry doesn't say much. He only says, ee-aw, ee-aw.
Quack, 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 quacky. Ha! Oh, this is my duck. Do you like it? I think her name is Duck. She likes to swim around and quack. Yeah. Oh, she's green and she's got red bits. I'm not sure that ducks are green with red bits, but Duck is. Quack, quack.
Hello, do you like painting? I do. I've come here to the country to paint a picture of my own. But not a noisy picture. A picture of something quiet. And I've decided to paint what I see in front of me here. I've got grass, some lovely trees, a waterfall, a river with a boat on it, an old train carriage with no wheels, and a lamppost. All of that's going to be in my quiet picture. But first, I have to draw on my paper where everything should go. See those pencil lines? Well, you draw everything with pencil first. Then it's easy to see where to put the paint. Look, I've just sketched in the trees, and I'll paint the leaves afterwards. And this is where the stream will be. It's time to paint. Now, these paints are called watercolours, and they're going to help me paint a very quiet and peaceful picture. Watch me paint with them. First, I have to dip my brush into the water, and then I rub my brush into the paint. I get plenty of paint on the brush, but I don't want to make it too runny. I've got to make it just right so that it spreads on nicely. I'll start with the sky. I'll start up in this corner and paint across the paper like this. Here goes. A little bit here. Now I just have to let those bits dry a little before I do any more. If you sit very still in the countryside and you listen, you will hear lots of gentle sounds from all around that are music to your ear. Oh, can you hear the bubbling of the running water? I can. So, back to my picture. Oh, as it's a quiet picture that I want to paint, I'm using greens and browns and yellows. Nothing too bright like purple and red. Now I'll start with the trunk of this big tree. Oh, I'm going quite carefully to keep within the lines. Mustn't go into the sky. That's all I can do for the moment. Time to enjoy the gentle sounds of the country. Oh, I should be finished soon, and then you'll be able to see my quiet country picture. See what I'm painting now? These are the last bits of my painting. So what we have to do now are the darkest bits. That's the railway carriage over here, like that. And the boat over there, like so. A little bit here. Oh, and of course the lamppost. Mustn't forget the lamppost. Here we go. Like that. There! Finished! What do you think? Do you think it looks like a quiet country picture? If you sit very still in the countryside and you listen, you will hear lots of gentle sounds from all around that are music to your ear. humming of the wind. Just one more thing to do. I have to sign my name on it, just at the bottom there. That shows that I painted this picture. And while it dries a bit, I could read you a story. Oh, this story is called Lucy's Picture. And it's about a little girl who didn't want to paint a picture like everyone else. She wanted to make a picture out of bits and pieces, a sort of feely picture. And she had a very special reason. My grandpa's coming to tea today, said Lucy. Oh, that's nice, said Mrs. Kelly. Now sit down. We're all going to do some painting. Can I do a picture for Grandpa? Asked Lucy. Of course you can, said Mrs. Kelly. Lucy looked at the big sheet of white paper in front of her. Can't you think of what to paint, Lucy? Asked Mrs. Kelly. What would Grandpa like? Something nice and bright? Oh, look at those lovely colours. Lucy looked at the red and yellow and the sky blue paints. They're not right, she said. Can I use the glue? Can I stick things to make the picture? Oh, you mean a collage? Of course you can. Oh, but you'll have to sit at another table, Lucy. There's not enough room here. Lucy took her paper to an empty table in the corner. She went and found a pot of glue, some scissors, and the box of scraps. Lucy loved Mrs. Kelly's box of scraps. She liked plunging her hands deep in the box and feeling with her eyes shut. Lucy started her picture. She cut some soft green velvet into curvy mounds, like hills, and stuck them on the paper. She made a lake out of blue shiny stuff and put it in between the hills. Then she found some flowery dress material. She cut round the flowers and stuck them in little clumps along the edge of the lake. At playtime, Lucy was too busy to play. Instead, she collected twigs and leaves, and then she found 2 small feathers. She filled her empty juice cup with sand from the sand pit, and at last it was time to go inside. Now Lucy was very excited about Grandpa's picture. She made him a tree out of the twigs and the leaves and stuck the feathers on the end of a branch. Then she spread some glue in a long winding band over the hills and scattered sand over the glue to make a path. My grandpa's got a dog, Lucy told Mrs. Kelly. She's called Honey because that's what colour she is. When Mrs. Kelly wasn't looking, Lucy cut off a tiny piece of her own hair and stuck it in a shape like a dog lying under the tree. Lucy couldn't wait until home time. She hadn't seen Grandpa for ages. Her mum was waiting as usual, but today there was someone with her. Grandpa! Lucy nearly knocked him off his feet. I've made you a picture, Grandpa. Look! Lucy grabbed her blind grandfather's hand and guided it over her picture. These are hills, and here's the road. Grandpa touched the picture carefully. A tree? A bird? And what's this? Oh, it feels like your hair, Lucy. That's Honey, said Lucy, smiling. Oh, you're very clever. And what a lovely surprise. It's the best picture I've ever seen, said Grandpa. And hand in hand, Grandpa and Lucy and her mother walked home for tea. Oh, it's time to pack up now, I think. I wonder what the Tweenies would make of my quiet picture.
Hey, cool painting!
Oh, it's lovely. Oh, I wish I could paint as well as Judy.
Yeah, but there isn't any red or purple in it.
Yeah, that's right, Jakey. This picture needs livening up a bit.
It needs some noise. Yeah. Well, let's do it.
Yeah! Come on!
If you take a ride through the countryside and you listen, you will hear many different sounds from all around that will echo in your Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doodle-doo.
Oh, what now?
If you take a ride through the countryside and you listen, you will hear many different sounds from all around that will echo in your ear.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack.
Oh, yeah. Right.
If you take a ride through the countryside and you listen, you will hear many different sounds from all around that will echo in your ear.
Moo, 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 moo.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Ha ha.
If you take a ride through the countryside and you listen, you will hear many different sounds from all around that will echo in your ear. Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw. Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw.
I don't think this place would be very quiet if the Tweenies were here, do you? Well, it's time to go home now. Oh, but it's been lovely having a few quiet hours on my own, just to paint and listen to the gentle sounds of the country. If you sit very still in the countryside and you listen, you will hear lots of gentle sounds from all around that are music to your ear. Can you hear the chirping of the birds?
Discover and do.